Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we have another rebuild challenge, and today we're going to be doing the worst to first rebuild. So I do this one a couple times a year. It's as simple as it sounds. We have to go from dead last, worst in the league, to obviously being number one and winning the championship. We have technically 3 years to do it, but if we don't start year one with the worst record, it makes it even harder because then we have to do it in year two. We're going to be doing this one in a fantasy draft style today, and to make it even a little bit harder, we're going to let the CPU draft the entire team for me. So it's going to be a lot of trades before year one. This is always a super fun one. I have a ton of fun doing this, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. You guys have had tons of great ideas for rebuilds down below in the comment section recently, and honestly, just let me keep knowing what you guys want to see. I know you guys want to see a bunch of historic rebuilds, and we're going to continue to do those. But if you guys have any other rebuild challenge, feel free to let me know those down below as well, along with basically anything else that you guys do have, because this is a fun one, and I know we definitely have some others to go. And yeah, man, we got a fun one tomorrow too. This is going to be a good couple of days here. But yeah, man, without further ado, the worst to first rebuild. Let's get into it. All right, so we'll go ahead and close my eyes. We'll randomly select a team and make sure we obviously are, well, not make sure, but we're obviously hoping that we don't have a very high draft pick. We're not going to be making any of these picks. So we're going to go ahead and hope we don't end up with a really good one, because if we do, it's going to make it all that harder if we really go out and get a superstar. So eyes are closed, hoping we don't get one of 2K's favorite teams, and we'll stop here in 3, 2, and 1. We end up with the Phoenix Suns. I have no idea what pick they have. I'll see you guys with this team. All right, so here's a first look at this team. I have not seen it yet, and okay. So we definitely have some young talent here, which is good. I'm assuming we were probably somewhere, if we have both Halliburton and Maxey, maybe like anywhere from, I can honestly see anywhere from like 20, maybe even somewhere around 20, I would say. But nonetheless, there is some young talent here. I am a bit nervous that we have almost too much to the point, because 2K does like young talent. But I'm almost a little too nervous. We might have a bit too much. We're going to be making some trades right now that are not going to look great on paper, but hopefully in the long run they pay off, especially if we're getting draft picks. So let's get into some trades. This hurts me so much, and literally zero part of me wants to do it, but we have to for the greater good. It's eventually going to lead to much better things. But Anthony Simons and Zach Collins are going to Golden State, and Ben Simmons and Mark Williams are coming back here. I feel like we should be able to get a draft pick out of this. You want Marquise Chris, Austin Rivers? Okay, cool. As long as they get at least one draft pick, because clearly they're getting the better side of this deal. And oh boy, that is trade one in the books. That hurt my soul, but we had to do it. I'll see you guys with the next move. I've done way too many of these, and unfortunately I know how it works if you don't suck enough, and we don't suck enough right now. And Tyrese Maxey combined with Tyrese Halliburton are just too good of a backcourt to actually end up being the worst team in the fantasy draft. So we're making this trade with the Pacers. We're getting Jalen Suggs, who has some potential, but he's nowhere near Tyrese Maxey, and an unprotected first-round pick in 2023. They have Zion. This pick is not worth 2.5 stars, but you know what? It's for the greater good. I'm just going to keep repeating that and telling myself that until maybe one point I'll believe it, but I currently don't at this moment, and honestly, I'm in pain right now. Also, I forget if I mentioned it in the intro or not, but I can't really fuck with like who's starting. Like, between Jalen Suggs and Austin Rivers, obviously Suggs has to start. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't bring Tyrese Halliburton off the bench. That doesn't make any sense. If I want to trade him, I could, but I don't really think that's the smart idea right now. I mean, hell, I could 100% solidify ourselves as the worst team in the league, without a doubt, if I traded this man right here, and probably Bagley too, but I think it's going to be way too hard in 2 seasons to build this team back up. So I'm going to try to do it while keeping Tyrese Halliburton. We're going to have Ben Simmons starting somewhere. You know what? I can move Ben Simmons around. He's played literally basically every position but shooting guard in the NBA. We're going to play him. You know what? Let's play him at the small forward spot. I like that. We're going to have him start, and then Kenyon Martin Jr. is getting traded. He's too good. I need to suck. I know I do. And honestly, I'm not saying Kenyon Martin Jr. is some sort of great player with like a crazy amount of potential, but I do think he's too good to the point that we honestly will win games, or more games, if he's on this team than if he's not. So we're making this trade with Miami, yet another first-round pick this year. That is obviously great. I don't need Brandon Boston Jr. Again, I think the potential's there, and so 2K will definitely have him helping us win games. In terms of what trade I want to make, preferably one that I just get a first. I don't have to give up anything. You know what? I'll just take Saban Lee. It's like this isn't doing anything anyways. It's not that big of a deal. We get a second-round pick. Okay, cool. In terms of the point guard spots, I might try to find an upgrade and then, not upgrade, but like somebody a little bit better that has less potential, if that makes any sense. Like somebody who's a little bit older. Like give me like Patty Mills. Honestly, I think Eric Gordon's perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Eric Gordon is going to be the backup here behind Tyrese Haliburton, and then Kier Lewis Jr. just won't play. That makes sense. So the point guard is figured out. I'm comfortable at the shooting guard spot. I'm probably good at the small forward spot as well. Terrence Davis might be too good as well. We're just going position by position right now, and I know this is taking a minute, but I have a plan. Just hang with me. I have something cooking. Draft pick. Does not matter. That's a first-round pick. Thank you very much. Awesome. Okay, so we're good at small forward now. We're going to have Ben Simmons and Anthony Lamb as our two small forwards. I think Marvin Bagley could be too good. Honestly, Obi Toppin might be as well. I really got to solidify this and make sure that we absolutely suck, because I do not want to be good whatsoever. We might already be there and potentially be the worst team in the league, but I want to make sure it is 100% confirmed. I do not even want to risk it. Obi Toppin and Reggie Bullock are probably fine. I think they're both solid pieces. I don't think neither of them are good enough to really help us win that many more games. Center spot, Mark Williams, there's an argument for him being too good. I don't know if I would be willing to move Mark. We're close. He's like a 50-50 for me. And again, this is just, it's so weird to like say out loud because it's like, oh, you're too good. I don't know if there's any other trades here that I'd like a little bit more. Maybe Nick Richards, but no. Mason Plumlee? Probably not. All right, we'll roll with Mark Williams. Is this team bad enough to be the worst team in the league? I guess time will tell. We'll find out, but let's set the rotation. This is going to end up being a little cheesy, and honestly, it might not be the greatest idea in the world, and this is basically the only time I've ever done this, but we're going with the rotation that 2K suggests exactly. Look, rebuild, yes. Exactly the way 2K wants it, which I believe some people believe that it helps you win more games when you do the rotation exactly the way 2K wants it. I'm not really one of those people, but we are doing a 12-man rotation, which isn't exactly unheard of for the regular season. It's not crazy, but we're going exactly the way 2K wants it. What we'll do is we're going to start. I'll sit here and sim with you guys. If we end up being too good, we'll pause, make some changes, make some trades. We have to make sure, okay, really? We have to make sure we're just not winning games is basically what it comes down to. I need to make sure this is, okay, good. Good stretch right here. Don't win. We're good. What are we, 4-12 right now? 4-13? This is beautiful. This is exactly what we were looking for. We do not want to be good, and I'm feeling pretty good right now. All right, scout whoever you want. Okay, one against the Celtics, that's not ideal. One against the Rockets, that's not ideal. We are currently, I'll get all the way through December, and then we'll call it, and we'll go from there. Don't win here, don't win here. That's big. We probably have, what, 4 or 5 more games here in December? This game takes so long to sim, it's ridiculous. All right, not a win, not a win. Hang with me. Hang with me. We should be good. Another loss to cap off December. Beautiful. All right, we finished December 8-29 as our record. I want to take a full look at the standings right now and see just where we stand in the league. We are dead last in the Western Conference. We are dead last overall. That's good. I think we can work with this at this point. I'll probably keep going. If anything crazy happens, I'll hop in and show you guys. But if not, I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. Hopefully we suck. Year 1 officially ended, and we won only 16 games, which is great. But I don't know. I've seen some really, really bad teams in these fantasy drafts. I am just praying it is good enough because I don't want to suck for another year and only have 1 year to turn around. I need multiple years. Paolo Banchero, Rookie of the Year. Russell Westbrook, 6th man. Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year. Şengün, Most Improved. Quinn Snyder, Coach of the Year. Okay. Here's the moment of truth. We finish with a record of 18 wins. 49 wins took the West. 18-64. We're bottom in the West, and we're bottom in the... That's fucking so big. I cannot even say how big that is, because if we were not, that basically means we have to redo everything we did at the beginning of this video this offseason. Maybe not redo it, but we have to be a little more optimistic or cautionally optimistic, because some of these younger players that we have, albeit we kind of traded a lot of them, are going to start to get good. But that is huge. We end 18-64, worst record in the league. And just because I know people are going to question me, general, I know people are going to have questions about the sim difficulty. Yeah, there you go. I said this before, and I still get the comments saying, oh, you're cheating, oh, my pussy hurts. I don't care enough about this game. I care about you guys. I don't care enough about this game to cheat in it. I really don't. All right, cool. So we're obviously not in the playoffs. We're good there. We can finally build this team up. and that is absolutely amazing. That is absolutely amazing. We have a Lakers and a Hawks finals. Giannis versus Tatum. Really no surprises on the teams. 2K's favorite team, the Atlanta Hawks. No surprise there. It is finally time for a wonderful offseason ahead of ourselves. All right, draft lottery time. Obviously, one of the perks about sucking means we're probably going to have a pretty high pick. We also have an unprotected pick from the Miami Heat, and we have one from the Golden State Warriors. We'll see what ends up happening here. We end up falling all the way to 5, because of course we do. We also have number 8, and we have number 11. Awesome. Staff signing here. Oops, did not mean to do that. Obviously, in real life, Monty Williams is no longer the Suns head coach. This is a fantasy draft. I'm just going to keep him. It's not that big of a deal. I think he's a relatively good head coach. All right, so up to the draft. Obviously, 3 lottery picks is huge. There's definitely an argument to be made. Also, we are in the 2023 draft now. We didn't start where we actually are in today's NBA because you can't do a fantasy draft at this point. So, obviously, we know Victor Wembanyama, Brandon Miller. We know what this looks like. I think this would be a great opportunity because we have our point guard set to either go out and try to get Brandon Miller or Victor Wembanyama. Obviously, Victor would be the ideal guy you go out and get, but it might cost a lot more. So let's see what we can come up with. So the LA Clippers hold the number 1 overall pick. I am going to see if they're in a generous mood and want number 5 and number 11 and see if they'd be willing to give it to me. I doubt that they will be, but honestly, it's worth the try. Indiana, we also had their pick from something, God knows what. Everybody here is expired, basically. Yeah, so that's tricky. We don't have a ton of players to trade. I don't really want to give up Mark Williams. If you have any interest in Brickleberry here, you're more than welcome to take him. Because I would like to keep number 8. I think we could get another relatively useful player on this team. And they agreed to that. Wow. All right, so Victor Wembanyama is going to be a Phoenix Sun. That is obviously huge. Let's sim up to the 8th overall selection now, see who's available for us here. We have Greg Dickey available here. Anthony Black is an option for me. Chris Murray. Cameron Whitmore's here. I've drafted him in the past, and he has progressed quite well, honestly. And he's been a really important piece for some of my teams. And honestly, we just traded away our small forward in Brickleberry Simmons, so we're going to take Cameron Whitmore. He's going to be the small forward of the future on this team. We get probably 2 top 5 talents in this draft class. And I'm very, very happy right now. I really am. Welcome to the team, both of you. All right, we're bringing everybody back because obviously this is an unrealistic rebuild, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to go out and try to make some trades that are really going to solidify this team. Because at this point in time, I would say minimum, we have 2 starters. Obviously, Halliburton and Victor Wembanyama are starting. I would not really be that upset if Whitmore and or Mark Williams ends up starting. Obviously, we're trying to have the best record in the league and win a championship, so we really have to solidify a solid team. I mean, if we could do this in one offseason, it would be cool, but obviously we do have 2. So, yeah, we kind of afforded ourselves that luxury after sucking ass for the first year. So, there's some possibility for some trades. Let's see what we can come up with. I would love to get Domantas Sabonis here on this team. I think it would be a really interesting fit with him and Victor Wembanyama in the same front court. And we're going to offer up Mark Williams, Reggie Bullock, and Kira Lewis Jr. for Sabonis. Now, I don't think they're going to take that. I don't think you're that dumb. I'd also throw in Gary Harris. You can't afford that. Makes sense. Okay, so we're basically at draft picks at this point. This Orlando Magic pick has a ton of value just in terms of what this Magic team looks like. I am interested to see. Yeah, they're not dog shit, but for a fantasy draft being led by Paul George, it wouldn't surprise me if they were that bad next year. But they do have Brandon Ingram. You know what? I want to solidify this team. Whoever I draft next year, whoever I hypothetically could draft next year, wouldn't be as good as Domantas Sabonis would be. So I'm going to make this trade, or at least attempt to make this goddamn trade. And you know what? I'm going to go out and hope. Actually, you know what? I could do this pick. Our pick next year is going to be extremely valuable as well, because we sucked this year, but we're not going to suck next year. So let's include that, and then one more first. I obviously can't really offer you anything else. They still don't take that. Wow. I'd probably give a similar offer for Bam Adebayo. I don't know if I want to go out and give all of that. I'm not getting into that conversation about Sabonis versus Bam, but I think it's just easier to get Bam, so I'm not going to give up that same amount of assets. How about I do this? I throw in Kira Lewis Jr. as well, and how about I give you my first-round pick next year that has 3 stars right now and will not down the line. All right, cool. Welcome to the team, Bam Adebayo. Having a pretty good final so far. All right, so him and Victor Wembanyama are going to be in the same front court. I don't mind having Obi Toppin come off the bench backing up Victor. Small forward, I'm a little iffy on Cameron Whitmore still. In terms of this free agency class, it's obviously not a great one. We do have a little bit of money. If I were going to go out and sign anybody, I mean, position of need-wise, it's probably the small forward spot. And that's actually, no, it's shooting guard, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely shooting guard. I forgot that we had Jalen Suggs here. I'll start Whitmore. I might actually make a play for Kyrie Irving. Now, the tricky thing is that I don't know if he'll want to sign here. It's a lot harder to sign like big free agents when you suck. but I would be an idiot not to give it a try. So we're going to trade Gary Harris because he's making $13 million, and he has no business making $13 million on this team. And you know what? I'm going to put an offer in for Kyrie. That's the max contract that lets me give him, and it doesn't even look like he really wants to take that. I'm going to do the same thing here. Oh, my God. He really does not want to play here. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really blame these guys. I don't think either of them are going to end up accepting it. He ends up kind of liking the offer. I'm assuming Kyrie is probably similar. Yeah. They're not going to take him, though, which is a little bit tricky. I don't need Porzingis. The rest of this free agency class just isn't really it, to be honest with you. Which kind of sucks. It really does. But you know what? We're getting cheesy today, so we're going to figure it out. We're going to try to maybe sign Porzingis as well. We're going to give him a max deal. If not, also, do we have any free agents? We have David. Yeah, we do not. All right, so we get Porzingis at this point in time. I'm going to trade Kristaps Porzingis immediately. This is supposed to be kind of one of those little cheesy rebuilds, and that's exactly what we're getting today. And Kristaps Porzingis is going to go ahead and probably get me a new starting shooting guard. Who that is going to be, I have absolutely no idea. I don't really see a way to fit all three of him, Bam, and Victor Wembanyama into the same starting five. I mean, maybe I can move Victor Wembanyama to the small forward spot. Actually, what is his overall? Like, what happens? Move him to small forward. Goes down to an 82. Three-point shot isn't really there, though. I feel like I'd prefer to leave him at the power forward spot. I do. He's a C three-point rating. That makes me a little nervous. I mean, I know we played Ben Simmons there last year, but we were trying to tank. Oh, man. I just don't know. Like, also, like, what is this? I don't know what kind of offer that is. Jalen Brunson could be cool. I don't know how well him and Tyrese Halliburton fit in a backcourt together. Jamal Murray could be fun. He's more of a 1 than he is a 2, though. I mean, that's just Klay Thompson, just a little too old. Mikal Bridges, but then we have to give Whitmore, which obviously doesn't really kill the whole idea of what we were trying to do. But you know what? Is there a way to get me this to go through? No, so the money's not there. Yeah. That's the tricky part at this point in time. Any FD hat? Yeah, it's not happening. All right, I'll find something. I'm as delusional as it gets, and I didn't find any trades that I loved. So we moved Victor Wembanyama, who is all of 7'4" to the small forward spot, and Cameron Whitmore to the shooting guard position. It makes me a little nervous. He has a B-3. That's obviously not exactly what you're looking for in a shooting guard, but I can live with this. If it ends up going horribly bad, and then it's my fault, obviously. But Suggs will be coming off the bench likely as our 6th man. I am going to go 10-man rotation. We're going to find ourselves a backup center, a backup small forward, and a backup point guard. So the options are probably not going to be tremendous. I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on Mason Plumlee here. We still have a little bit of money, it looks like. Come on, Mason. Thank you. And then small forward, Chetty Osman. You know, I'll take Seth Curry. I know he's going to regress a little bit, but I can live with it. It's a good shooter. We honestly need shooters right now. And then the same thing can be said about Chetty Osman. So we've just solidified the bench, which was obviously pretty important. We're trying to be the best team in the world. Are we there yet? Probably not. But between development and Victor Wembanyama being a generational athlete, I think we're in a really good spot right now. So I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. So Jalen Suggs actually is progressing quite nicely. He's up to an 80 overall. So, you know, we're going to give him the starting nod. He started last year for us. It honestly wasn't that bad. I wasn't trying to, like, pass over him, but I feel like in terms of potential, I might like Whitmore a little more, but it honestly doesn't matter. He's going to be starting next to Tyrese Halliburton, Victor Wembanyama starting at the 3, Kristaps Porzingis at the 4, and Bam Adebayo at the 5. This honestly is one of the tallest lineups I think I've ever run, and hopefully it works out. I am going to give Whitmore the starting nod as the 6th man, or well, the bench nod as the 6th man, but get him the most minutes possible. Hopefully he progresses as much as possible. We'll go from there. The rest of the bench unit is Mason Plumlee, Obi Toppin, Seth Curry, and Chetty Osman. I don't know if we're going to be the best team in basketball. Also, it's two factors at the same time. We can't just be the best team and not win a championship. We can't have like the 3rd best record win a championship. Neither of those would count. We have to have both in the same consecutive season. Consecutives in a row. Same season. You understand my point. All right, I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. We go 55-27 to wrap up year 2. I have no idea if that's going to be good enough for the best record in the league. It doesn't really feel like it's going to be. We'll see. LaMelo Ball out here winning MVP. Congratulations in the Cavs jersey. Victor Wembanyama does win Rookie of the Year for us. I mean, he's just insane. You like to get the 3-point percentage up a little bit, but other than that, no major complaints. Markelle Fultz, 6th man. Robert Williams, a 3rd. I love Rob Will. Defensive Player of the Year. Teo Malden, Most Improved. Chauncey Billups, Coach of the Year. So that kind of goes out and puts a nail in that. We didn't have the best record this year, which is fine. Obviously, we didn't assume we were going to be the best team in the league, and I can live with it. We're definitely going to have to make some pretty big decisions this offseason, whether we want to run back this core or maybe make some kind of big fundamental changes. But honestly, I mean, Nobody played necessarily like terribly. We just kind of all played to like relative expectations, but I'm just going to send the playoffs. If we win it, it's cool. I don't think we will, but it doesn't really matter if we do or not. It doesn't really count. Oh, wow, we're actually in the finals, but it doesn't matter. And we go on to actually losing 7. So it's a good stepping stone. It's a good experience, I guess, if it matters in this game. I don't think it does, but let's hit the draft lottery. I don't know if we had... Oh, I see a Suns logo, so we're obviously going to have something here. It's projected number 11 right now, and we end up, wow, falling? What pick was that? Oh my god, we have number 4. I didn't even see it. Holy shit, we jumped all the way up from 11 to 4. That is rare. That does not happen to me often. Okay, beautiful. Do I feel Monty Williams is the guy for me moving forward? Who are the options here? If Stauffer's here, I'm just going to take him. I mean, I think it's just another thing that's going to help us out a bunch. And honestly, if there's anything I can do to really help boost our chances of us best record and championship next year, I'm going to do it pretty much 10 times out of 10. So welcome to the team, Mike. We do have the 4th overall pick. We also have 15, so 1 outside the lottery. And in terms of moves we can make right now, there's not a ton of options because if we're looking to upgrade at one position specifically, it's probably the shooting guard spot. I don't know if that trade exists right now with Jalen Suggs on a team option. So let's see what we can find. Unfortunately, I just have not been able to find a trade like at all that I'm even willing to really entertain. Yeah, that's not fucking happening. So there's really nothing that I've found so far that honestly is like really selling me, if you will. It's nothing that's really exciting me too much. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to draft somebody at number 4. Actually, you know what I actually kind of want to do? Can I maybe move up? Who has number 3? I just need to find this. 3rd overall pick is going to be... Wow, how are the Celtics that bad? You have Kyrie, Towns, McCollum. That's surprising. 4, 15, 10 in round 2. It's one spot. You want a first. Oh! Wow. Why are you treating Cameron Johnson like he's not... Okay, I mean, it's not a great year, but he's a good player. All right, cool. I mean, all we wanted to do was move up one spot. I mean, whoever I get here might be traded, but Cameron Johnson actually could end up being a pretty important piece of this, whether we keep him or have him come off the bench and trade him. I don't even know. It's pretty important. Mataz Buzelis was a good pick. He's definitely the most valuable player that was there availability-wise. Jalen Suggs is now coming back, so if we want to move his contract, hypothetically, we could. I will qualify both Toppin and Halliburton, and then in free agency here, we're not going to have any money, obviously, but we are going to go ahead and make some offers. It's the final year, and I'm obviously not trading Tyrese Halliburton, and then I will give Obi Toppin a real contract just in case we want to move him and the money has to match up. So welcome back, Tyrese Halliburton. You're an incredible player, and then with Obi Toppin, we'll give him about $8 million a year. I think that's honestly fine by me. Okay, cool. At this point in time, we do have to make an upgrade. It's probably going to be the shooting guard spot. It's not like Jalen Suggs sucks or anything. He's playing pretty on par with how I honestly expected him to. And honestly, he made 3 more assists per game. Had 3 more assists per game this year. So it's good improvement. I just unfortunately don't know if he's going to be good enough for us to have the best record and win a championship. I like him. I don't love him. It's fine to trade. Oh, shit. We just made a huge trade with the Celtics. Oh, my God. I typically am like scrolling through and I propose these trades and I'm like, there's no way it's going through. Or sometimes I'll be like, okay, maybe that'll go through and I just don't talk. But that one went through. We traded Jalen Suggs, Mason Plumlee, Mataz Buzelis, and Cameron Johnson. And we got Kyrie freaking Irving here. I mean, that is just awesome. So, all right. That obviously, I mean, it didn't give up as much of our depth, honestly, because we have a pretty well built out team. If this was a 5-year rebuild, I would be kicking myself in the ass for trading away 2 future potential stars. But honestly, for the final year of a rebuild, I'm fine. So I'd like to find an upgrade at the backup, point guard spot. What that is going to be, I have absolutely no idea. If I do Seth Curry, and honestly, I'd be willing to throw in Chetty Osman as well. Is there a point guard or a small forward here that is a significant upgrade enough that I'd be willing to make the deal? I have not seen anything I've loved so far, to be completely honest. I don't actually mind Terrence Mann. I'm going to do this because I know he's not going to regress. That's the biggest thing. I know Seth Curry's going to regress. So Terrence Mann will back up Halliburton. Obviously, Kyrie and Cam Whitmore. Victor Wembanyama starting at the 3. I might actually go the route of not even giving him a backup. I actually might do that. Is there a backup here for Bam Adebayo? Potentially. I know I signed Nick Richards a lot, so I'll get Isaiah Hartenstein here. Cool. That's fine by me. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to go 9-man rotation. I've actually had a lot of success with 9-man rotations, and yeah, this team's fucking insane. I'll see you guys at the start of the 3rd and final year. Year 3 is here. We've made some changes. We added a really good player in Kyrie Irving to this starting 5, and honestly, I am definitely a little bit nervous because we still have some young pieces like Halliburton and Victor Wembanyama, Cam Whitmore, albeit they're all really, really good, but it still makes me a little nervous. But I think this team is definitely good enough to go out and have the best record in the league and win the finals. We're going to find out. It's going to be Tyrese Halliburton, Kyrie Irving, Victor Wembanyama, who also will not technically have a backup. Porzingis and Bam. Whitmore is going to be kind of a hybrid of backup shooting guard and backup small forward. I think he honestly fits that very well. Followed by Isaiah Hartenstein, Terrence Mann, Obi Toppin. And we have Goodwin and Covington. They're not playing. So 9-man rotation. We have a new head coach here in Mike Stauffer. See you guys at the end of the third and final year. Let's just see if we can be the best team in the league. And in our final season, we go 70-12. We are obviously hoping that is the best record, and then we're going to hope we go on to win it all, because if we don't, I'm going to be really upset. Steph Curry looks pretty clean in a Pelicans jersey, I can't lie. He's your MVP. Isaiah Collier, Rookie of the Year. Went number 7 overall. Alzer Thompson, Anthony Davis, Anthony Black. Mike Stauffer does win Coach of the Year. All right, we can see we're the 1 seed. Here's a full look at the standings. Best record in the league. Actually, we have the best record, but holy shit, was it close. I mean, the Pelicans, we gave us a serious run for our money. It is coming down to it today. Victor Wembanyama is just absolutely insane. Full look at the numbers. Numbers don't really matter to me right now. We got to go out and we got to win the damn thing. All right, here's the Blazers. Poole, Dyson Daniels, MPJ, Bay, Joel Embiid. That is not an easy first-round matchup whatsoever. They actually took Game 1 and Game 3. We're 2-2 right now. Oh, my God. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh. I don't know. That is a swift kick in the dick. God, I'm angry. I'm annoyed. Man. That's also not an 8 seed. That team's way better than the 8 seed. Hell. God damn it. All right, well, challenge failed. I will be back, and I will be doing this again at some point. I don't know what I could have done differently. Maybe made the bench a little better. I don't know, though. We built a really good team. And you know what? I don't always win them all, and I like to show you guys that I do fail sometimes. Damn. Just a shitty way to go out. Honestly, I don't know if I would have preferred losing in the first round or losing in the finals. Because obviously it's the same result that both are failures, but it might have looked a little bit... Oh, shut up, Siri. Well, it might have looked a little better on paper if we had lost in the finals, but... is what it is. As always, let me know any other video ideas. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. I did have fun with it, even though it was a frustrating ending. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.